and really problem solve and things like that. Where swimming, it was just like, go faster.
Can you swim the breaststroke? I can't do it.
I could do all the strokes.
It freaks me out because I'm afraid I can't catch air. So my face in the water and I just panic like I'm going to turn and like I'm going to get water in my mouth. So I basically swim. It's fucking humiliating. I'm like, I do like the breast thing, like a doggy paddle breast thing, but my head stays above water. I'm like a dog.
Oh, you're like the old ladies doing like this. Yeah. You have to dip into it.
I can't do that.
Dip your head into it.
I can't do that. I don't like it. It freaks me out.
It scares you too much.
John Jones, I think, trains in the pool. I didn't know most fighters did, but they that was kind of innovative, that the way they took him into the pool, and he was supposedly...
Yeah, it's great for your boxing. Your shoulders really like loosen up and everything like that. I don't know. It's almost recovery and training at the same time. I always swim during camp. How
was The Expendables? Because you talked about Stallone in the book and getting to meet these people. Did you like it, or were you panicking the whole time?
I loved it. Yeah. The first day I was kind of panicking, but after that it was like immediately comfortable and cool.
What was the first scene you shot?
The first scene I shot in movies in my entire life was the last scene of The Expendables. When I go and talk to Stallone in the bar at the end and say thank you. And that was my first scene ever in a movie.
So
I got
weird.
like 30 extras around me.
Right.
And I was Stallone in a bar that's supposed to be New Orleans, but we're really in Sofia, Bulgaria. And it was the most nerve-wracking. I didn't know what my tells were. Like, some people have like little tics and they're nervous. And I have a bad knee and I'm wearing heels. And so like I rock back and forth. And that was the thing they had to get me to do. That like the director would stand there and grab me by the elbow and keep me from like swaying. And but that was really once I got over the swaying, it was pretty cool.
Yeah, because dialogue the first time, there's a lot of fighting, I'm sure. It's like to do your dialogue with Stallone in front of people, that's a rough way to start.
It was a rough first day intro into acting.
Did you blow any takes?
Yeah, of course I did. But the cool thing about being around all those people was I got to watch Harrison Ford, who I love and adore, screw up a bunch of times.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, and he did not care. He did not care at all. They were like recording audio. They're like, all right, Harrison, do you read the lines? Like, get these guys off my trail. And they're like, no, it's tail Harrison. Right. He's like, right. Get him off my trail. And I'm like, you did it like 5 times. Did not care. And that was like, it gave me so much confidence seeing that. I'm like, that's Harrison Ford. And he screwed up 5 times and did not give a damn.
What you should have done was you should have said, I cannot work with this fucking guy. This amateur.
Amateur.
Yeah.
No, never.
You gonna do more movies?
Yeah, definitely.
In that series, or I think they're still making them, right?
I actually don't know.
I think they might make another one.
I would love to be in Expendables 4 if they choose to make one.
I believe they're making a 4th one. Yeah,
I've heard talk of it, but I haven't seen it. So if I don't see it in writing, if I don't believe it till I sign it, is usually my tagline.
Right. Yeah.
So we'll see.
Did you really sleep in your car?
Yeah, I did.
That's amazing.
I'm fascinated with her car too because
why?
Because it was a smelly fucking dog hair and filthy laundry, and you talk about how much your car stunk, which really makes me happy.
But we all can relate to that car. We've all had that car.
Super pathogen mobile. Yeah. It was pretty new when I slept in it though.
Yeah.
And I didn't have the dog yet, so it just smelled like pizza.
How old were you when you were sleeping in your car?
21.
21. And you couldn't find no one's couch to crash on for a while?
I mean, within a week, I had a lease in a new place.
Oh, I see.
There's no way to get motivated than to be homeless. If you're homeless and still homeless, I'm like, there's no bigger motivator than that. If you are homeless and still homeless, there's like, it's going to take a lot to push you out of that.
You might need some therapy at that point.
I don't know what will motivate you. I think homelessness in itself is motivating.
Wasn't that after the Olympics too? Like that to me was amazing.
Right
you go in, I think, with a bronze medal or something in the Olympics.
2008.
It was like 2 months after the Olympics or something like that.
And then you're sleeping in your car.
Wait, you win the bronze in the Olympics 2008, and then a few weeks later you're in your car.
The Olympians are treated horrendously in this country.
I have had this conversation with many athletes.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable.
It probably cost a couple $100,000 to get me that Olympic medal. And for a bronze medal, they gave me $10,000 and then taxed me on it. So it was around $6,000 something. That 2005 Honda Accord LX was like 12 or 13 grand. Mm-hmm. So I only paid for half of it. My whole Olympic career, that's all it got me, was half of a used 2005 Honda Accord LX. There's no job placement for Olympians afterward. There's no scholarships. There's nothing like that. You know how many millions of dollars made after the Olympics? Mm-hmm. The amateur athletes that are used for all these companies and for the U.S. Olympic Committee and all these different kinds of organizations and national governing bodies that are involved, the secretaries at USA Judo were making more money than the athletes.
It's just nonsense.
Yeah, it really is.
It's just like the college athletes as well. They get fucked over.
I think
because in the end, out of all the athletes that win medals, only a very tiny, small percentage actually go on to make money at their sport.
Yeah.
Whether it's endorsements or going to the professional level.
Yeah, and even some of the sports like gymnastics, that a lot of people watch it and a lot of people love it. Some of these girls, they just have nothing to do afterward. They peak at 15, and what are you supposed to do for the rest of your life?
Right.
There's lots of 15-year-old chunks in your whole life, and it's just like it just ends.
I would assume if you won a bronze medal for the country in the Olympics, that you're pretty much set for a while.
No, you're not.
No, I know. But growing up, that's what I assumed.
It didn't help me get a job, and Lee said, when you mention to people, it's like, yeah, I won an Olympic medal, and they're like, oh, that's awesome. I collect stamps.
Yeah.
And it's like on that level for them. It's just like a cool, obscure fact about you.
And then you ended up bartending, I guess, after the Olympics, right?
I had 2 bartending jobs and 1 cocktail waitressing.
That's crazy to me.
Yeah. I was at Cork as a cocktail waitress.
Did you tell your story like, hey, I just want to...
That was the only job that actually fighting helped me get, because they're like, well, it's a rough neighborhood, but you look like you could, it
Handle
seems
yourself.
like you can fight, so have fun.
Oh, that's right. She said Crenshaw in there, and I just blew that off.
Crenshaw and Adams, yeah.
And also, well, the one thing was you worked at one place that you at least got to go back to. What was the Expendables? There was something you went to as a cast party that was...
Oh, yeah. So I was a bartender at Gladstone's, and they had the Sons of Anarchy premiere.
Oh.
And that was the night that Dana told me that I was in the UFC. And I told the story before, but like in the book, it kind of goes more into depth that Dana specifically was like, this is your night. You used to work here. I, as your boss, give you permission to act as obnoxious as you want tonight. And so I was as obnoxious as I wanted to be that night. And it was pretty cool to like piss off all my old bosses and make them wait on me while I was like at the Sons of Anarchy premiere and the newest, the women news. And I knew all this, but they didn't. I had to keep it a secret. That was in the UFC for a very long time.
Well, there were rumors when because you were in Strikeforce, and there were rumors that you and Dana were you guys having an affair or what was going on?
I went everywhere with him for a while. Yeah, I was flying around everywhere with him, and I would just appear places, and people were like, why is she there? And it was because they were going back and forth with Showtime trying to get me from Strikeforce over to the UFC, and then they were like, oh, no, we're going to give you the belt. Come to this fight. And then like, oh, no, it didn't work out. We're still talking. And then they did like 3 different fights, so I just showed up. And I was just with Dana everywhere. And I couldn't say anything. And I'm so bad at keeping secrets and like lying about things that people are like, why are you flying around everywhere? I'm like, Dana and me, we just hang out. And then when I finally could, when they finally gave me the belt, it was like a surprise. I went to some fight just to support my friend Nate Diaz. They were like, show up in an hour and we're giving you your belt. And I'm like, oh shit. I wasn't even expecting it at all. And after I'd been flying around everywhere expecting to get it, it's kind of funny.
Well, it must have been a nice relief though, just to have it out there so people didn't just think that you were flying around with him for no reason.
Yeah, that was really, really frustrating. That's one thing. I just hate keeping things to myself. I'm really bad at like keeping things in. So the book is a good way to just let everything out and I don't have to worry about people finding out. Like, I'd rather say, look, after the Olympics, I was drinking, I was partying, I was doing all these things instead of people expecting me because I'm an athlete to be absolutely perfect. I'm like, yeah, now that I'm not in my finding myself phase and bartending and being a loser and just being like, what do I do with my life? That lifestyle and what I do now as an athlete is totally different, but
the book definitely will motivate people as well. It's a hell of a story.
Yeah. And it's about like even when things are going wrong, there's always something like when you look at you backtrack everything, it always something good can happen. Even if something really shitty happens, it can kind of propel you in a direction where really great stuff happens.
Of course.
And it's not like a forced message. It seems to be the way things have worked out for you.
Yeah. And with every single, obstacle that came was another lesson that came with it. And that was another one. It's just the best things come from the worst things.
Who did you just fight that you beat in, it was a really short fight. It was the last.
Pat Zingano, yeah.
Yeah. And how long was it?
It was the shortest. It was the fastest title win in history. It was 14 seconds.
Wow. Yeah, but you respect her though. You think she's a good fighter, and
yeah, she was undefeated before me. I mean, she was crushing it. She really was. And as a fighter, she's an amazing fighter. It's just what she did would have worked on anyone else. She ran out She ran out in the beginning to throw a flying knee. Anyone else would either got hit with that knee or they would got thrown afterward. And only I would have been able to sidestep that knee and do a backward cartwheel off of my head to reverse the throw. I mean, there's no way she could have seen that come. I never even practiced that in my life. Like, every single second of that fight never happened before in the UFC. That reversal of a throw never happened. That actual armbar never happened. Everything was, I had to break it down frame by frame and watch it several times before even I understood all the decisions that were made in that 14 seconds.
That's
it's like
amazing.
a 3 to 5 minute explanation of what actually happened.
It's amazing.
So are you going to fight her again or no?
Yeah, but she's got to win a couple times, I think. More for her own confidence, too, and to build up the fight for a rematch with us.
Has Dana sat you down and said, Rhonda, could you make these fights last a little longer, please? We need these fights to go just a little longer.
But that's the thing that was so interesting about this last fight was no one was upset. Like, at first, I was like, I didn't know what happened. I didn't even know how I won. I was like, oh my God, is everyone mad at me? And then everyone, I'm serious, that was my first thought. And everyone stayed and stood and cheered and stayed to hear the whole explanation because the thing was, even though everyone saw it, no one understood what the hell just happened.
Because you thought it was over so fast, people were going to be mad at you.
Yeah,
that's how I look at sex.
But yeah, it was the one thing that it wasn't like two big giant guys came out and threw their hands like randomly, and one dude got clipped and passed, was out. It was like you could watch it over and over
Fox
and
features
over
a new
and over
theme
again,
inspired
and
by
you still
movies,
did not
TV
even
shows, and video
understand
games.
what you
This
were
month's
looking at.
theme is
I
Unite
did it,
and
and I didn't
celebrates
understand
team-
what I was looking at, and that's why people stay and want to watch it over and over and over again. They're like, what was it that happened? And I tell people all the time, if you went and saw Mike Tyson fight live and he knocked somebody out in a minute, would you be mad?
Right.
Would you? Because you could tell people for the rest of your life that you saw Mike Tyson fight live and knock somebody out.
How many people went to that Michael Spinks fight 90 seconds later? Like, you're just going to take a leak in the first round and you come back and the fight's
Well, I can
over.
answer the
That
question.
night you might have been pissed, but today you was
I can answer the question because we were throwing the party for the Spinks Tyson fight, and we really planned a big bash, and everyone came over to our house, and it was over.
Yeah.
In, 90 seconds?
Just
was
done
it?
in 90 seconds.
And boy, were people, and they left the party. Like, geez, we could at least hang out and drink some.
Well, that's where boxing is not as good as UFC too. Is the undercards are usually better. At least I care more about the UFC undercards than I did about boxing. So I think I guess with your fights, they probably have to make the undercards fights they think are going to go more than a minute and a half.
Well, I would have been happier if the Mayweather-Pacquiao fight was, a quick knockout. That was a boring fight.
I mean, to be honest, I was supposed to be there myself in person, but I was diagnosed with pneumonia the day before. And so I was on so many meds.
Oh, you should have went and coughed on everything.
Oh, God.
That would have made us happy.
I was coughing like blood, though. It was not
I
pretty.
saw one of my old bosses in the audience. That would have been nice if she coughed on him.
Yeah, it would have been nice.
It wasn't like Satine and Moulin Rouge, like, sexy pneumonia. It was
down and dirty.
I was not singing and dancing pneumonia.
But you look
It was down
great.
and
You had a
dirty
moment.
pneumonia.
This was only a week or two ago?
Like a week and a half ago.
You look amazing.
Thank you. You know what it
snapped back
was? I
quick.
watched this episode of Vice about antibiotics like the day before. And so when I started getting sick, I was like, no, I'm not going to do it. No antibiotics. And yeah, after a while, it was like, maybe.
Maybe a couple.
Yeah.
Can't hurt.
The first couple of days, I was like, no, I shall be the one that will survive the super pathogen. I will fight it off. And I ate some beet chips while I was sick. So, because I kept telling myself, oh, it's nothing. And then, so I didn't realize when I started coughing up blood because I just thought, oh, it's chips.
That's scary.
And the next day, it just got worse and
Yeah, that's
worse and
scary
worse.
shit.
And I'm like, okay, well, modern medicine should step in.
I
now.
got to ask about wrestling. She's leaving in a few minutes. Your experience at WrestleMania, I heard you loved it, huh?
So cool. Oh my God. It was amazing. Like 77,000 people. It was an attendance record at Levi's Stadium. And the funny thing is, they were calling for me to step out before they even hinted I was going to step out.
Oh, really?
People were chanting for me before they even let it. Like, the crowd thought it was their idea. It was the coolest thing.
Maybe a spoiler got out. Those
No.
wrestling fans are pretty obsessive.
When they saw her walk out to the audience.
Oh, they knew that she had to be.
But I mean, I've gone before. I went to SummerSlam with all my friends, and we love wrestling. That's like our girls' night out. Like, we don't go to Chippendales. We go to WrestleMania.
Is Dana going to be cool and let you do more of that?
I mean, he was cool with one, but I mean, I don't know.
Because you
Thing is-
obviously would like to do more.
I obviously would, but my plate is so full right now that the foreseeable future, I mean, I'm going to fight already probably 2 times before I go and film next. And that is already so far into the future that who knows when I'm going to have time again. I'm going to find away, but it was cool meeting all these wrestlers. They're telling me, like, you never really retire. You just step away for a little while. And so I'm gonna be forced to step away for a little while with the book coming out, and I'm fighting in August, and then filming Mile 22. It's just it's kind of crazy these days.
Have you met Hulk Hogan? I know you loved him.
No, I saw him walk out.
That was her doll when she was a kid, little Hulk Hogan wrestling doll.
I loved him.
Yeah.
Okay.
When he stepped out, though, I think it was with the Triple H and Sting match, maybe, that came out. I geeked out big time. Like, Hulk Hogan! Like, that's why I love wrestling events, because you could just freak out at any moment and scream the whole time. And, like, even you could shout against one person for the other, and it's all in good fun, you know. It was just such the coolest thing. When I saw Hulk Hogan in real life, I almost had to run to the back and change my underwear. It was
really
the greatest moment.
Did you see the video of him on Gawker? That was a pretty good one too.
No.
Oh, where he's having sex.
What?
There was a filmed one. Yeah, and Hulk is packing what you'd hope he was. There's a video. There's a video of him. It's.
Don't tell me that. That's my stuffed animal. That's like telling me like Teddy Ruxpin has a big dick. Like, don't
He
do that.
does.
Don't tell me that Elmo's got tickle. No.
Your
That he
stuffed
has
animal was missing a big part.
Tickles.
You couldn't see. It was a really weird film thing, and he didn't know it was being shot. But I thought maybe you'd seen that. Yeah, that was all.
What
over.
was he? Was Snappers McCreepy too?
Kind of a guy. Yeah, it was exactly. But it was video McCreepy.
The guy that was his friend.
Yeah,
That sucks.
I still don't know the whole story there, but
I don't either. But I know that there was definitely a lawsuit for Gawker. He's suing Gawker. You know, he was pissed that it came out. But I forgot that you were a huge Hogan fan. And now, what do you feel about doping too? Before you go, because you had some harsh words about people that dope in the sport and that take performance enhancing stuff.
Oh, well, I mean, in MMA, it's just so much more serious than any other sport. In baseball, you take a bunch of drugs and you can hit a ball farther, but in MMA, you take a bunch of drugs and you could hit a person harder. The only reason why we're able to do this sport safely is because there is a limit to the human potential, and you're literally taking a weapon inside of that cage when you take a drug, and it just comes from insecurity. That's all it is. When people think what they have isn't good enough, they get scared and insecure, and they take something else, try and give themselves that extra something, but that extra something is enabling you to hurt another human being more than you should. And what I really worry about is in boxing, several people die every year in boxing. Like 6 people or something die every year in boxing. No one's ever died doing MMA, ever. It's a lot safer. But if more and more performance-enhancing drugs keep coming in, somebody dies in the sport, the other person tests positive for a drug. I mean, you just killed someone with a weapon.
Right.
That's homicide. It really is. And that would destroy the whole sport that I love so much and I've worked so hard to put effort into. And how selfish of an act is that? To what? You're going to take a drug for your own benefit when it hurts another person and hurts the sport that you're in? What is it for? And you know you're not the better fighter. It's all just for accolades. It's for accolades and for people to think that they're cool and for attention and fame and money. And they don't deserve any of those things if they get them with drugs.
Yeah, great answer. Wow. Yeah. This book is My Fight, Your Fight. You're doing book signings tomorrow at 12:30 Barnes & Noble at 160 East 54th Street.
Yeah, it comes out tomorrow. It's an
You're
exciting
excited.
day. Yay.
Good for you, Rhonda.
Yeah, it's called Rousey. There's a picture of your face. Is it going to be in Walmart?
No, it's called My Fight, Your Fight.
Oh, My Fight,
it just
Your
says
Fight.
Rousey on the front.
On the front, okay.
That's me.
I literally didn't know that was the name of the book until you said. I just thought it was called Rousey.
Where do they go for all the book signings? Is there one place? Maybe RhondaRousey.net, possibly? Okay,
yeah, RhondaRousey.net.
Because you're going to be everywhere. I see Toronto, LA, Florida, Vegas. It goes on and on. So go to RhondaRousey.net for the book signings.
Will you be in Walmart? Because it was a big controversy that you weren't going to be in Walmart because it was too violent.
Yeah, I'm not going to be in Walmart.
What dope? It's not a violent book.
People.
It's not a violent book.
Enough already with that shit.
What idiots.
It's a great story.
I think it's actually better for your book though if they don't put it
you
in.
get some extra headlines.
I really believe the book is going to be so successful that they will see the error of their ways.
Yeah, that's a really dumb move, especially having read it. There's unless the last 10 pages has you on a knife spree, there's nothing that can't be in there.
And the cover's all nice.
How did you know?
And the cover's nice. There's nothing
It's
crazy
awesome.
on the cover, right?
Great book and short chapters, which we love.
Sorry.
Yeah, every picture from the book is actually taken by Eric Williams while we were writing it. So,
okay.
Yeah, it was the 2 training camps that I went through while we were writing the book. So, any one of those pictures that you saw could have been one of the days that I told that story to my sister, and she wrote it.
Oh, it's great.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Well, I loved it. I really loved it. And I guess, just go to a book signing tomorrow, 12:30 here in New York, or go to RondaRousey.net. No H in Rhonda.
Yeah.
My dad's name is Ron. He wanted a boy. Ron, duh.
that was it.
That's it.
You're a great guest. We love Ronda Rousey.
Yeah, you're awesome.
All right, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be back.
More with Opie and Jim after this. Like what you hear?
Holla.
See it too. Treat your senses to everything that's going on with Opie and Jimmy's show on the internet. Follow at Opie and Jimmy on Twitter and Facebook.
That's terrific. Okay.
To look at what we look at.
That's a nice plug-ola.
That's Opie and Jimmy on Facebook.
Sweet.
And Opie and Jimmy on Twitter.
Sweet.
The next time we watch videos on the radio, you can watch them too.
I fucking get it, you dummy.
She conquered the octagon, rode with the Fast and Furious, and now Ronda Rousey is coming to SiriusXM. Join the UFC female bantamweight champion for an exclusive town hall, hosted by SiriusXM's Jason Ellis.
That's me and Rousey together.
She'll talk about life in and out of the cage, preview her new book, My Fight, Your Fight, and take questions from an in-studio audience of SiriusXM subscribers. The Ronda Rousey Town Hall, today at 4 p.m. Eastern, only on SiriusXM Sports Zone 92 and the SiriusXM app.
Hello, my name is Susan, and I'm a truck driver for Walmart out of Plainview, Texas. When I started driving for Walmart 16 years ago, it was the best career decision I could have made in my 36 years of truck driving. Walmart is a career, not a job, and it is a place our drivers want to retire from. Walmart is currently hiring qualified drivers to join our team with an average starting salary of $82,000, working a 5.5-day work week. Benefits include health insurance beginning the first day you start work, company match 401k, activity pay for drop and hook, no-touch freight, uniforms, paid quarterly safety bonus, and layover pay. You drive well-maintained tractors equipped with navigation system, in-cab fifth-wheel release, APUs, electronic logs, and inverters for TVs and microwaves. Depending on the region, there is an average of a 350-mile length of haul. Drivers are home every week for their 34-hour reset. To find a list of what areas are hiring and to apply, go to drive4walmart.com. That is drive4walmart.com.
Usually, owning a pair of Maui Jim sunglasses or sun readers is reward enough. They have that chill, kickback Hawaii vibe, and everything looks beautiful. But if you buy a pair of Maui Jims at readingglasses.com by July 1st, you could get that Maui Jim experience and a free trip to Hawaii for 2. Yep, just buy any pair of Maui Jims at readingglasses.com by July 1st, and you could be on your way.
No purchase needed. See rules at readingglasses.com. U.S. residents 18 or older. N7115.
Hi, this is Dan Mancini. Unlike a lot of meatballs you'll find out there who use preservatives and fillers and all kinds of junk, my grandmother always said, only cook with real ingredients. So look for Mama Mancini's meatballs in the refrigerated section of your local market. If they don't carry Mama Mancini's, tell them you want them. Mama Mancini's. We never cook with junk. We only use real ingredients, the same ones Grandma used.
Mama Mancini's, the meatball lovers meatball.
Attention investors, with oil prices where they are right now is the time to get into a quality oil drilling program. We drill low-cost wells in proven oil reserves, which means a higher ROI. Start receiving monthly royalty checks to your mailbox. Call 1-800-3500-OIL or visit 3500oil.com. Enjoy huge tax advantages now. This program will close out soon, so call 1-800-3500-OIL. That's 1-800-3500-OIL. This is a 506c offering for accredited investors, IRA and 1031 exchange compliant.
Individual results may vary. There's no guarantee that past performance will be indicative of future results. Invest wisely.
I'm too busy to date. Yeah, I want to hit the gym first.
All the good ones are taken. Look, there are plenty of excuses not to call It's Just Lunch, but frankly, most of them are, what's the word? lame. Those excuses are standing between you and some really fun dates. Sure, you're busy, but you're also ready to meet someone special. And It's Just Lunch matchmakers are ready to get to know you and make some great matches. So quit with the excuses. Call 1-800-THE-DATE today and start dating tomorrow. That's It's Just Lunch. 1-800-THE-DATE.
Ron Delano, Attorney, Houston. Attention mesothelioma cancer patients. You may be entitled to compensation from the billions of dollars available from asbestos manufacturers, including VA benefits and medical assistance. You may not have to file a lawsuit. Mesothelioma patients, don't wait. Call now for a free consultation and to find out how much financial compensation you may be eligible to receive. Call 800-217-1900. 800-217-1900. Call now. 800-217-1900.
In case you missed it, this went down recently on Opie Radio.
All right, Ari Shafir is leaving the studio to go apartment shopping, but
Let's explain what just happened.
Yeah, go ahead, Chris.
Yeah, okay, so Ari says, hey, can I use Google Maps on your phone real quick? And I said, sure, not thinking about it. And then while he was doing it, I said, what do you mean? Wait, hold on, use your fucking phone.
Yeah.
And then...
He says, I
got a smartphone, brah.
He actually, I'm looking at it.
He went back to a flip phone.
He has a flip phone, for real, like it's 2000 and I don't even know when.
It's great. It's amazing. It's amazing. Nothing. Look. Oh no. What's gonna happen?
Yeah.
Nothing.
You just threw it on the floor.
The battery might pop out.
Nothing.
But why? Why? What?
I'm an addict.
But that's like so. Like I could never do that.
Why?
Well, because I'm an addict.
Wait.
So what do you?
How do you
tweet?
Can't have cigarettes in your pocket when you try not to smoke.
Right.
But how do you tweet? Like what?
I text a tweet. It takes me about 7 minutes.
Wait, how do you text it to what? To
40404. Remember, Twitter started as a text thing.
Yeah.
Wait.
That's right.
What happened that you said, I got to get rid of my fucking smartphone?
2 hours every day in bed before I left. Every time I'm in conversations, I see it on elevators. I walk down the street in the most exciting city in the world, and I miss 10 blocks. Right. I just don't see any of it because I'm in my fucking phone. I'm not filling in. When you get uncomfortable, instead of going to your phone like, oh, I'll just fill in here, I make a friend. I say hi because I don't want to feel uncomfortable.
I like it. He's trying not to lose his soul. You'll be back. Because I tell you one thing, it's not that bad. We're just getting used to it. It's amazing technology. You can connect with everything on the planet.
Oh, it is amazing. Absolutely.
What have you accomplished since going back to the flip phone?
I'm a lawyer.
You can't, right. You can't even find an apartment. You're going to fucking Thailand to fuck lady boys. Ruining your life.
He literally is going to be late to find his apartment. You're fucking failing because you don't have this.
Yeah, you now have to go on a computer to find where you're going.
Yeah. Brad McNally actually put him on their fucking wall. He's the first person to buy a handheld map in 4 years.
I do MapQuest. I gotta print stuff out.
Yeah.
You're the Thomas guy.
Dude, I went to Best Buy to get this. I was like, hey, I'm looking for a phone. They're like, oh, let me help you because they all work in commission and stuff. And I was like, oh, no, I want a flip phone. They go, over there.
They got mad at you.
Wow. How much was the flip phone?
Yeah.
How much
are
was
you
it?
kidding me? It's free, right? Yeah, it's free.
And what about the battery life?
He hasn't charged it yet.
3.5 days. I don't take my charger on the road with me.
3.5 days.
Come on.
Yeah.
Do you miss the smartphone? What do you miss about the smartphone?
You know what?
GPS for sure.
Okay.
Yelp.
Okay.
For sure.
I see
I don't
Ari's
get
point.
pussy now. You know
Pussy is a hard one.
Yeah.
Pussy's on
because
half the reason I was on there.
Yeah. But
what were you gonna say?
What?
I agree with Ari. I think that they're fucking not bringing your charger on the road. Who wants to see pictures of tits and cunts? I don't want to lug my charger. What are you talking about?
You know what?
Worst thing I've ever heard in my life.
You know what? You got it.
What the fuck? This is the weirdest day.
It's very weird. It's very weird.
This is a very strange day. We're not.
You know what you're becoming? A weird older guy.
Oh, me and Stern can be friends now.
Yeah.
It's because.
But you make everyone Bobby Fischer.
But I spent hours and hours on Tinder, and I've gotten laid twice off that.
Yeah, it's not worth it. It isn't.
Yeah.
It isn't.
You're making
worth
everyone
it.
uncomfortable.
Don't get rid of the smartphone. Maybe shave the beard.
Ari, when you're rapping with like a 23-year-old chick and you pull out the flip phone, doesn't she like, what the f?
Yeah, I gotta.
That's a problem.
I gotta preclude it. Like, oh hey, listen. Yeah, you're gonna see something. I'm not poor.
Yeah, that's awful. It's actually sexier to a woman if you tell her I got to go have my prostate cancer fixed.
Yeah.
And fucking pull out a flip phone. It's awful, Harry.
That is so strange.
It is very weird. Dude, I think props to you for that, though, man. I could fucking never do that, and I wish I could.
Were you spending too much time on Twitter, or was it just Tinder?
It was all of it. Twitter,
Everything,
Instagram, Facebook,
one after
Twitter,
another. Keep going
text,
back.
Twitter,
right.
email.
You do
back
get
and
into
forth.
a cycle after a while.
I told my agents, I was like, if you need me, you need to follow up with a text and call.
Wow.
Otherwise, I'll get to it tonight.
Listen to Opie and Jimmy every morning here on Opie Radio. This is Opie Radio. The show is back.
All right. Want to thank Ronda Rousey for stopping by again. She was great.
There's so much we didn't even get to this about her being, she didn't talk for like the first 2 or 3 years of her life. It's so much interesting shit.
She was born with the cord around her neck.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that, and what, she had disabilities because of that early on in life, but then she was fine.
I think because what happened was the oxygen got cut off, and she said it rewires your brain a little bit, like a part of your brain, especially when you're really young, can readjust. So your brain has to be retaught. Instead of the speech going from A to B, it has to kind of rewire around C or whatever. So she started talking.
She's totally fine. But,
oh yeah, she is. But it just took her a while as a kid.
Early in her life, it caused some issues that she had to, get over with. Naturally.
And the stuff about her dad was really, in the book, it was really tough to read. Like, I don't usually get upset reading a book, but it was really sad, man. Like, really, really fucking well written and just kind of tragic.
What happened with the sledding accident?
It was just a sledding accident. There was.
But what happened to him?
He had hurt his back. I think he broke his back, and because of the blood thing, it made it very hard for it to heal, and it began to degenerate. And I think he was going to have be paraplegic or quadriplegic. I'm not sure what it was going to do. He was in a wheelchair or something. I forget exactly what it was, but it was a degenerative spiral.
Right.
Like, there was just nothing he could do about, and I think the depression got to him.
Right.
About that. But
and she was
apparently they were very close.
And she was only 8. That's
yeah.
And then the other thing that was fascinating was the boyfriend. What a creep.
Yeah, that's even for me, that's creepy. I would never snap nude photos of a girl without her knowing.
She had no idea. She'd be hanging around naked, like she said, playing some kind of video game, and she thought he was just on his phone, and he's taking pictures of her. How long did they go out?
I don't know. I have no idea. And there's another one. She blasts most of her exes in it, which is really funny, but she gives them great names. That was Snappers McCreepy. And then there was Dick Itty Bitty, who was an older one. She really fucking goes after him. It's kind of, I guess he fucked girls behind her back or something. She got kind of upset.
Why would you do that if you're going out with Ronda Rousey?
Well, it was way back in the day, too, before she was...
I mean, you shouldn't do that anyway, but, a woman that could kick your ass in seconds.
I don't think he was. Was he texting the pics? I don't believe so. I think that she found them on his computer.
Right.
I don't know if he ever did anything with them.
No, she just stumbled upon them.
Yeah.
She kind of lucked out in a weird way and, realized what she was up against.
Yeah. But she's a problem if you get her upset. There's certain fighters that are just a problem, and she's one of them.
She's beautiful, too.
She's awesome. Yeah.
She's even beautiful when she's all sweaty and shit, but
yeah,
she was all cleaned up nice.
When she walks out, though,
right?
Do you ever watch her walk out? It literally is, and it's not
scary.
Just some fake thing. There's not a smile to be had. There's no good-natured joshing around. She really is a fucking just a mean-looking person when she walks out.
But I find that kind of too bad in a way, because she is so charming. We got the charming version of her. She's so charming. She's got an amazing smile.
Yeah.
Beautiful eyes, and she's all business when she walks out for those fights.
Yeah, but I mean, and it's not even...
is there anyone that can beat her?
Eventually somebody will, I think. I mean, it's just the odds are you don't retire undefeated. Most people don't. But as of right now,
and
is there anyone?
She's young, too. How young is she?
I think she's 28. I'm guessing.
28-ish?
She was 16 when she was fighting for the Olympic. How old is she? Can we check that?
1984, she was 16. Wait.
Yeah, she's 28.
So she was... Okay.
Yeah, she's younger than you think, considering the span of the book is 10 years since she did this or that.
Oh, no, her mom wanted it. 2008 she won at 16. Okay, right. Wait, no, that doesn't make sense either.
No, it doesn't.
Well, if she's 16, that's 12 years ago, but 2004.
Let's end the show by doing a little math, everybody.
I love math. I thought you were a math prodigy.
Well, she took the bronze medal in 2008, but she wasn't 16 in 2008. Okay.
No, she wasn't.
Of course not. When was she 16?
Probably 16.
In 2004, then you add the 11, then that makes her 27, possibly going on 28.
She's 28.
She's 28 years old.
Yeah.
I know.
All right. Oh, yeah, because then the Olympics would have been with the thing. Okay, got it.
There's a leap year.
There's a leap year in there. We had a fun show today.
Yeah.
I say we get the fuck out of here.
Yep. Make like a tree and leave, right, Sam, babe?
Let's get the fuck out of here. Yes, Roland. Oh, thank you. I got
Roland.
Ronda Rousey signed a book for me, and I'm going to pass the savings on to you. So we'll take a random caller right now. What?
No.
Why no?
Give it away on Twitter.
What?
Do it on Twitter.
Why?
We'll do it tomorrow. It's a radio show. We'll do it tomorrow.
What do you mean the phones? All right.
Someone can call up. We'll make them do something for it.
The phones are shot. Well, you just want to do it tomorrow?
Yeah, let them do something like say murder a friend on the air.
Yeah, don't follow
something.
Don't follow me on Twitter, Opie Radio, to win a Ronda Rousey book. That's crazy.
Throw your cum in the face of a woman who's walking by like multiple MIGs. Throw your jism in the face of someone and we'll send you a book. He hissed at you.
Yes.
What book did he say he wanted?
I'm very excited to announce that Obnoxious Celebrity Hugs video number 2 is now available.
Oh.
It came out great.
Oh, good.
I don't think I tweeted it yet. I put it on my Facebook page, but I'll tweet it, and then you guys retweet it.
Who's in it?
E-Rock. We got Kevin Bacon, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Piers
I didn't
Morgan.
hug Arnold.
I know. You throw a couple of those in just to pump up the video.
Did I hug Pacquiao?
Pacquiao's in it. Holyfield.
Hug him. Who am I? Mayweather? The way those two out. A little topical stuff.
Kevin Hart.
Oh, yeah.
Barry Williams.
Barry's easy.
Potsy.
I didn't hug Schwarzenegger.
The Walking Dead guy. Andrew Lincoln, I believe.
Andrew Lincoln's a very good actor.
And many others. Many others.
Too many hugs to count.
It's not funny.
It is funny. That's the new laugh's a hit.
No, it isn't.
The new smile, the new laugh, they're all hits.
It's kind of a hit.
With who? Everyone, the listeners, anyone with eyes and ears. Anyone with senses.
Want to thank Martin Sheen for not doing our show today.
That's upsetting. Well. Why won't he do our show?
Yeah, the Today Show kept him until 10, and he only had till 10:30.
But he was okay.
So I had to do the View, so he was only here for like 20 minutes.
But he wasn't even booked for. We would do a really nice interview. He's a lovely man.
He was scheduled to do full tour. I had to cut it off because of the Today Show.
Right. But we were never scheduled to have him.
Yeah, we were.
No,
I just didn't tell you guys. Yeah.
Are you kidding?
No.
That's gonna hurt Jimmy.
Well, no. I mean, if it's for TV, I get it.
He's coming back around to promote the Netflix.
If it's for TV, I get it.
Yeah.
All right, we'll get him. We'll get Martin Sheen.
He was so nice when I met him. He made me ashamed of how cranky I am sometimes.
Really?
Yeah. He's Captain Willard. Saigon.
When are you going to change your ways?
Shit. I just want to do apocalypse lines now for a fucking hour. Yeah.
That's how we should have ended.
Yeah. You got to go out on a bang.
All right, you take it, Jimmy.
Who's in tomorrow?
Nobody.
No guests?
Oh, boy.
Well, we guess we have a few guests coming in. I'll be here. Me too, cocksucker.
Today's show will be available later today on Sirius XM On Demand. Sirius XM On Demand.
Sirius XM's Entertainment Weekly Radio presents The End of an Era. AMC's Emmy Award-winning, critically acclaimed drama, Mad Men, is coming to a close. Go inside the last episodes with EW's Mad Men specialists. Where will Dawn end up?
Some things never change.
Will Joan get her revenge?
I'll deal with you later.
How do you think the series will end? EW's Mad Men Recap, today at 2 p.m. East, 11 a.m. West on Entertainment Weekly Radio, Sirius XM 105, or listen on the Sirius XM app.
If you haven't refied in the last several years, you're going to look like a genius, because right now may be the best time ever to refinance. This is Dan Smith with Private Plus Mortgage. Most people know 30-year fixed rates are in the 3s, but here's the thing. Unlike a few years ago, property values are up, and that gives you more options to save more money. More options to consolidate loans, get cash to pay off debt, drop PMI, and of course, lower your rate and payments. Even jumbo rates are around the lowest they've ever been. Now, rates are unpredictable, but I know this. Whatever your situation, even if your rate's in the 4s, nobody will work harder to save you money than Private Plus. Call us today. Private Plus Mortgage, 866-888-0059. Refi or purchase, 866-888-0059.
Private Bank of Buckhead, 3 Piedmont Center, Atlanta, Georgia, 30305. Actual terms may vary. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender, NMLS number 758195. Call toll free for credit costs and terms.
Famous Smoke.com would like
to apologize. Not long ago, our Twitter feed lit up because our radio commercials, well, suck. In hindsight, it's true, and we feel bad that we made you endure Vinny V.
This coupon thing is wowie zowie.
Suffered our shameless holiday pandering.
You're scarlet than leprechaun at famoussmoke.com.
And are downright remorseful that we put it to music.
First you take your cigar.
Problem is, we're too busy slashing prices on the biggest selection of cigars from Acid, Cohiba, Romeo, Padron, and hundreds more brands to make good commercials. But we know we can do better. And here's proof. Go to famoussmoke.com and click the Activate button. One click will give you 10% cash back on your purchase of $75 or more. That's famoussmoke.com and click Activate. And let's agree, no more commercials that suck. Just the top-notch premium cigars you love at discount prices and 10% cash back on your order when you click Activate at famoussmoke.com.
Usually, owning a pair of Maui Jim sunglasses or sun readers is reward enough. They have that chill, kickback Hawaii vibe, and everything looks beautiful. But if you buy a pair, you could get that Maui Jim experience and a free trip to Hawaii for two. Yep, just buy any pair of Maui Jims at readingglasses.com by July 1st, and you could be on your way.
No purchase needed. See rules at readingglasses.com. U.S. residents 18 or older. N7115.
Hi, this is Dan Mancini. Unlike a lot of meatballs you'll find out there who use preservatives and fillers and all kinds of junk, my grandmother always said, only cook with real ingredients. So look for Mama Mancini's meatballs in the refrigerated section of your local market. If they don't carry Mama Mancini's, tell them you want them. Mama Mancini's. We never cook with junk. We only use real ingredients. The same ones Grandma used.
Mama Mancini's, the meatball lovers meatball.
Are you looking for a great deal on a hotel? This is Bob Diener, president of GetARoom.com. I've been in the business for over 30 years and figured out how to get a better deal. It's flash sales. These are short-term sales of up to 60% off that allow you to stay whenever you want, but you have to book them when you see the sale. Snooze, you lose. The sales last anywhere from a couple hours up to 24 hours. Just go to GetARoom.com. Enter your travel dates and destination. You'll see the sales. GetARoom.com.
It's the best of Opie and Jim Norton.
Miss Pat's got some boobies. Miss Pat's got some boobies. Wow. Nice.
I didn't buy them either.
Yeah, those are yours.
Yeah, they are mine. Good morning, Jim.
Hi, Pat.
And there's a nice bounce to them, too, still.
This is the underwire in the bra.
Oh, okay. All right.
Stop trying to make me feel young. Who is the dude in the background looking like Secret Service?
Oh, Kenny.
That's Kenny.
Oh, hey, Kenny. I was trying to make sure he wasn't my parole officer.
Well, he might have been in that business for a little while.
Yeah. He probably has less of a fun vibe than your parole officer.
Right, yeah.
Creep.
There's so much I want to talk to you about, but they said you disagreed with the Adrian Peterson thing.
I mean, I'm from the South. We always got wood with switches. You know, that's a branch from the tree because they didn't even know what the fuck a switch was.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's how we used to get whoopings.
To the point where it left marks?
Yes, all the fucking time. My mama would make us go pick them and put them in hot water and plat them and then beat your ass with them.
Why the hot water?
Because it makes them twist. You know, a branch would need to be soft for it to twist. So you get your ass beat with it. And all the way down to it was no more.
Right.
And nobody locked my mother up.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it's just a new age, you know. You can't do old school. Like my mama, when I was little, she used to shoot in the air to make us move.
Right.
But if she shot today, she'd be in fucking jail.
Of course.
She kept a 22 loaded.
So she would shoot a gun in the air for what?
Like, didn't I tell you to wash some dishes? Pop out, get their ass in there and wash them fucking dishes.
I heard you say that on the Rogan podcast. Rogan's a good friend of ours. Love Rogan. Love what he's doing. And you told that story. And my first thought was, what about the people living upstairs?
We didn't live up. We was in a duplex. Wasn't nobody upstairs.
No.
But, I mean, if it was somebody upstairs, she just shoot in the wall.
Okay.
So it didn't scare us. We got used to, she want us to get up.
And then she wondered why the apartment started leaking?
Yeah, she wondered why the roof was always leaking because you just put 30 holes in it this month, bitch.
She really would just shoot the 22 like it was nothing?
Like it was nothing. You was used to it.
Wow.
And whoop our butts with these switches.
Yeah.
I mean, we have the same type of bruises. Nobody said nothing. Not even the school said shit.
Right.
You go to school and you got whips all over you. Okay, you must act up.
Right. I got two kids, a 4 and a 2. I can't see spanking them. I just can't. I was spanked as a kid, and honestly, I understood why my parents spanked us. I'm not sitting here like, oh, those fucking, those monsters.
That wasn't a spanking, Opie. That was a whipping. You know, a spanking, you take your hand to the kid's ass.
Right.
But that's a whipping. You taking switching belts.
That's where I don't understand. Is what I'm saying. I understand parents today if they're spanking their kids, that's fine. If that works for them, I'm not in their lives. If that works, that's fine. But leaving marks on a 4-year-old, that is crazy to me.
Yeah, I mean, I agree too. I was like, damn, Agent, you really know what was crazy to me hitting the baby nutsack. You know, that's some tender skin on a 4-year-old. You know, your nutsack probably can take it, Jim, you know. But a 4-year-old, that's some really tender skin.
And what did he say? That was
I'm assuming that's tender skin because y'all cried today.
And he said that that was by accident, right? Hitting him on the ball bag?
Wrapped around, right?
Yeah, because when you hit him with a switch, that switch go all over.
Sure.
You know, it's like a 22 pistol. It travels.
Right.
And it went right to that baby nutsack. I was all for Agent until I realized he had hit the baby nutsack.
He said he felt bad about that.
Well, of course. Let me hit your nutsack. When you been here hollering this morning.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, I don't think it's abuse. I think they need to say, hey, you can't whoop your kid with a switch. But
you were whooped as a kid, but you were a wild child for a while.
I was never wild. I got caught up in some shit. Okay?
You got caught up in some shit. But I don't think I would have got caught up in shit if I was getting the shit beat out of me.
Well, you know what? My mama was really strict until she got her spine damaged by a security guard in our projects.
Right.
Then after that, she had no control of her neck, so we was no longer scared of her.
How did he damage her spine?
He threw up against the wall. She was the candy lady. He told her not to sell candy, so he came over there to whoop her ass. And she was a very small lady, so she gets to fighting with him. He damaged her spine. Then her neck went like if we was in the car with her and her neck fell over, we would have to be there to pick her neck up. That was a hard job as a kid.
So did she hold her neck up all the time?
Well, as long as we positioned it up, it
Right.
was okay. But like say if she moved too quick, that bitch fall over, we would have to be there to pick her back up.
I'm kind of piggybacking Rogan's podcast because I heard that as well. And did he really give her a DDT?
DDT. No, I get he
Okay.
power drive the shit out of her. That's a wrestling move. I used to love wrestling.
I know.
He beat the hell out of her. He damaged her spine.
So in the project, she was selling candy.
She was a candy lady.
So why is that a problem?
Because she talked shit. Like my mama had a foul mouth, and she was like, "Oh fuck you, security guard." He said, "Well, you're not reporting your income, so don't sell the fucking candy."
What is it? It's not his. It's not his job to worry about that.
I think he just didn't like her.
Right.
He didn't like her, so he wanted to whoop her ass. So he whooped her ass.
What kind of candy was it? Some good stuff, or
you know, pixie sticks and all types of little different
Nice.
shit candy.
Just to make some money.
I wanted to
make extra money for utilities and shit because we were poor.
I went into the candy business in school. It was very profitable. Sam also did that. I would come in with the candy and, I'd charge a little extra, and I had some nice pocket money as a kid. It was nice.
Well, I didn't sell candy. I sell cocaine. But
I know you did.
Yes, you probably had a lot more pocket money than he did with his fucking Mars bars.
Boy, yeah. We're going to get into that. We're going to get into that. So, wow, where do we begin?
The projects were Atlanta?
Well, projects was in Decatur, Georgia, yeah.
Oh, Decatur, okay.
Projects really got crazy. They was safe back then. I guess we didn't stay that long because after they beat up, they put us out.
Oh. Did you know your dad?
Yeah, later on in life.
Later on, yeah, because I don't remember that coming up on the Rogan podcast. So
no, I mean I met my dad when I was 11.
11.
Yeah.
Wow.
How'd you meet him? He just came to see you?
No, he came over to whoop me and my sister. Well, whoop my sister ass, and he couldn't tell us apart, and he hit me. And I had never seen him. So at the time, I was really into wrestling. So I stepped back and I drop kicked the shit out of him. And I tagged my brother in and we whooped that ass all over the house. And while we was beating him up, he was like, "I'm your real dad." I'm like, "Well, introduce yourself next time." Wow. Come here slapping the shit out of me.
That's how you met your father?
That's how black kids meet their father.
That was a good day for her. The story she tells. Wow. So how did you get involved with the drugs?
I had 2 kids at 15. And I couldn't get a job. Everybody wanted a work permit. So I would take the kids on the interview with me. And, they was like, "Where's your work permit? You should be in school." So I was like, "Well, meet my fucking kids. They mama need a job."
Right.
And nobody would give me a job. So at that time, crack had just hit the black community. And I had a friend was like, "Well, we could do this."
Yeah.
And so I just took my welfare check and went from there.
Is this in the 80s?
No, the 90s.
Oh, okay.
I'm not that
She's
fucking
not that old.
He said crack had just hit the...
It hit really bad in the late 90s, the early 90s,
Probably
early
early
90s.
90s.
Yeah. No, it was the 80s,
What was it?
86, 87. Because my daughter was born in 86.
Okay.
So by 88, I was selling crack. Yeah. Because I stopped in 91, 92 when I met my husband.
Oh,
So it was
okay.
it was the late 80s.
There's a lot there we got to ask questions about. So I do know you met your baby daddy, I guess you want to call him
When I
that?
was 12.
When you were 12 and he was 22 years old.
Yeah, 22, 23, something
Wow.
like that.
How did you two meet each other?
Coming from a high school dance, like a teenage dance called the YMCA.
Right.
So I was walking with my sister and my cousin, and he pulled up because he knew their boyfriends. And we just all started hanging out. So I had a really nice body. I was fuckable, but you're looking at me this morning, Jim, like I'm not fuckable. But
No, I'm
I
not.
understand.
It's the age thing, not the fuckability. It's the age difference.
And that's why you keep squinting your eyes at me. Like you don't want to look at fat people. Do I look greasy,
No,
Jim?
that's not it.
I told Roman, I was like, he can't look at fat people. Have you noticed that?
That's all I do is look at fat people. You seen Roland or E-Rock?
He look at everybody else, but when he get to me and Roland, his head is down.
Right.
But I was 12, and
So you had a nice body at 12 is what you're saying.
fuck yeah! Oh God,
Yeah?
if I would have knew that they was gonna be wearing navel rings, I would have never had no fucking kids.
You didn't see that one coming?
I sure didn't. I can get one, but should nobody see it?
Right.
Probably could nobody see it anyway. But I met him coming from a party, and my sister and my cousin were with their boyfriends. So he gave me a ride home, and he just started talking. And I come from, a rough background where no one paid me any fucking attention. I'm like, finally, somebody will listen to me, but I didn't know I was going to fuck him in the long run. I thought, he was just going to be listening.
Right.
So he came back the next day. I'm like, what? He actually came back because I had acne really bad. I had a little chicken hair. You remember the song Chicken Head with a little short, nappy fucking hair? I was a rough looking chick.
What's
and for
wrong
him
with
to
this guy?
pay me some attention, it was like, wow.
Right.
Did he like that you were 12? Sorry. Did he like that you were 12?
No, I actually, I was lying. So I said, when I first met her, I was like, I'm 18. But the next day, he come over. My mom was like, she 12. And he told me he was 18. And so my mom was like, how old are you? He was like 18. So I guess my mom was like, I don't give a fuck.
Wow.
Because she was an alcoholic. She didn't give a fuck.
Were you a mature 12?
Oh, yeah. I had the same
You
set
had
of
all the
titties you
parts?
just seen that just bumped.
Really?
These are the same set of titties I had.
At 12?
Yeah, they're 44 double D if you wanted to know.
No,
Jim.
double D, I assumed. I didn't know if it was
triple.
44.
I'm sorry. Yeah,
Really?
triple.
I would
You gotta
assume
go
double
triple.
D.
You
Very
got to
nice.
give room for my back.
Oh, yeah.
My back titties.
So when did you realize that whole situation was wrong? Later in life?
Later in life. Because you know what? I met him at 12.
Mm-hmm.
I got pregnant at 13, and at that time, I'm still in elementary school. So once I gave birth, I turned 14 when I gave birth, and it didn't done. All I had to do was, all I could think of, I got to take care of this fucking baby. Plus, the main reason why I think I kept the baby is because I wanted somebody to love me.
Mm-hmm.
And I figured if I have this baby will love me unconditionally. Because his wife now knocked on my door when I was like 4 or 5 months pregnant and asked me to get an abortion. I'm like, bitch, no. I'm going to get a welfare check for this baby.
Did you hear this? She's 12 when they start dating. He's married.
Right.
Yeah.
When did you find out he was married? Early on?
No, when she knocked on my door.
And when you were
knocked-
4 months pregnant?
Yeah, she knocked on my door and she said my street name, well, my nickname was Rabbit, and she was like, I want to speak to Rabbit, and I was like, that's me, and she was like, I'm his wife, I'm Daryl's wife, and that shit confused me. I was like, wife? Well, how can you be his wife? You got to be his girlfriend first. And she was like, how old are you? And I'm like, I'm 13.
Oh my God.
And so we go outside, and the ice cream man coming down the street, and she buy me an ice cream, and she discussed abortions with me. And I was like, abortion? And I'm thinking to myself, bitch, all you gonna buy me is a bum pop to get an abortion? Not even a box of bum pops? The fuck is wrong with you? I could get $235 for this baby. So I was like, no, I think I want to keep the baby because it'll love me. She was like, oh, you're going to ruin my marriage. Then by this time, I'm thinking, every fucking marriage is already ruined.
Of course.
I'm trying to take your husband.
Right.
In my mind, I wasn't taking shit. But yeah.
How old was she?
I think she was like 17, 18.
Okay.
Everybody was much older than me.
Right.
Whatever happened to him?
I still talk to him. I talked to him the other day.
Oh, you did? Do you dislike him? That's kind of predatory if you're 22 to fuck
Well, it
a
is child
12-year-old.
molestation.
Yeah.
It is fucking child molestation.
Well, the
now.
acne especially makes it very predatory.
Yeah.
Right?
The what?
The acne you had.
Fuck you. Well, you know, nobody gave a fuck back then. They do now. And you know what's crazy? Because he signed my kid's birth certificate. And when I was doing something, my daughter was going on a cruise and she pulled out a birth certificate. She said, "Oh my God, you 14 and he 22 or 23." I was like, "Put that shit away." It's really nasty when you think about it.
Sure.
You know, but it is. I mean, I had a second baby by him.
So,
at 15.
Oh, both by him.
Yeah, I have 4, but I'm married now. And then I got pregnant again, and then I got an abortion because I was like, I can't fucking take care of these kids. You know, this dude ain't gonna help me. He wasn't helping me at all.
Right.
Here I am, 14, fucking falsifying my ID to go do day labor work.
Right.
And so that's how I made money for Pampers. And when I started selling drugs, I could really take care of my kids.
Right.
So,
wait, Jimmy asked a good question. Did she answer that?
What?
What kind of relationship you got with the guy now?
With him now,
or
yeah.
What was your conversation like?
I talk to him. I mean, I don't hate him. I'm not built to hate. I can't hate no fucking body. I dislike you. I don't fuck with you, but I can't hate. It take energy to hate. So people's like, how can you talk to him? I think because I've forgiven him over the years. I mean, he did. I mean, he put 2 kids at me. You know, didn't ever take care of them. You know, he beat me. He shot me.
Right.
But I've overcame all of that shit.
Wait, let's start with the beatings. if you weren't living with him, he was living with
I never lived with him. He always lived with other women.
Okay. And so he beat you?
Yeah, he used to beat. Now, that's what I tell people when they talk about this Ray Rice shit. I was like, now, that was a misunderstanding. I fucking really used to get beat. Like, one time he slapped me with a skate, and like he shot me. He shot me in the back of the head.
Right.
Now, I used to be in a very, very abusive relationship.
With him?
With him, yeah, for 10 years.
So, when he shot you in the back of the head, that should have killed you. I would
he just
assume.
knocked some shit aloof.
Was he trying to kill you, or was he trying to shoot by you?
No, he said he wasn't trying to shoot me, but I was in the house with another guy, and he hit me, and then he said the pistol went off, and it just tore a nice hole in the back of my head.
Wow.
And he left me there.
To die?
I don't think I mean, it just kind of like knocked me unconscious, and when I came through, I'm fucking bleeding like hell, so I called 911.
Right.
What about the guy that you're with?
He ran.
The guy that you were in the house
he
with.
got the fuck on.
Yeah, no kidding.
Who gonna stick around for that?
I'm out of here.
But if the guy had a pistol, he didn't shoot the other guy.
Nah, he's a pussy. My baby daddy is a pussy. But that's why he hit me instead of the guy. He's not gonna fight no man.
Well, if he had a gun, he could have just fucking pulled the pistol on him.
Well, they got the fighting, and then the guy ran out the door, and then it was just me and him.
Is your nipple okay?
My nipple is okay.
All right.
I got shot in the titty.
She got shot in the titty.
By
the same guy.
No, it was not.
Oh, that's
Everybody
another guy?
Stop putting that shit on him.
Yeah, he's bad, but he's not that fucked up.
How many times have you been shot?
Just twice.
Oh, okay.
Another guy shot me in the titty. I think it was with a 45.
45.
Yeah.
What was the story there?
I was selling drugs, and he was just a fucking hater. And he spit on my car, and I drew a pistol on him. And I learned from, if you ever gonna stick a pistol in somebody's face, go and shoot him, because you might get shot your damn self. And he came back shooting, and he hit me up under my arm and blew my fucking nipple and areola apart.
Wait, he came back shooting, meaning he walked away?
He walked away.
Oh, okay.
And so while I was outside serving, my drugs, he came back shooting.
How old were you then?
15.
15. So you already had the 2 kids?
Yeah. And I had already been shot that same year by my kid's father.
Right.
Like 15 was a rough fucking year for me.
Opie and Jim Norton's lives don't end when the morning does. Delicious. They're real people with real lives.
Smile and the world smiles with you.
And you can be privy to
The Memorial Day miracle, falling out of bounds, one of the greatest shots I've ever seen in my life.
Into Sean Elliott. He fires the 3 and hits it!
We eventually go on to sweep the Trailblazers and win our first NBA championship.
Here's the next great NBA playoff memory.